Mom. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast.
Hi, my son. Hi, everybody.
We got to make sure we say hi, everyone, because, so many people are listening to us.
That's right. We got a big following now. Don't laugh. It's true.
Barb has her own fan page on Facebook. All the local gentlemen suitors in South Jersey are just commenting about how much of a catch she is and how they have posters of her on their walls. She's just the big local sensation.
Yep, that's me, the celeb in town.
Barb's the local celeb, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
I charge for appearances now.
Oh, okay.
My hashtag, my housewives?
Housewives tagline.
That's my housewife oh my God. That's my housewife tagline.
Do it with conviction.
The other day at work, they're like, "Are you having a stroke?" I was like, "I don't know."
You don't know?
I feel like that could be my housewife hashtag.
Girl, it's tagline.
Oh, housewife.
One more time. You and instructions don't mesh well together.
That could be my hashtag. No, that could be my that could be my housewife tagline. What is it? Tagline?
Housewives tagline. Hashtag is for social media.
Oh, okay. That could be my housewife tagline. I charge for appearances now.
Okay. If you catch her at your local shop, right, watch out now.
You look like you got color, and that shirt on you makes you look like very tan. You got good color.
Well, we can thank good old Mexico for giving me a little vitamin D on the skin, giving me a little bit more complexion, if you will.
Did you go in the ocean, the salt water, probably? Oh yeah, you snorkeled.
I know. I was so adventurous in Mexico this trip. I went to the cenotes. I went snorkeling. I was in the ocean. You can pull me out. I was a goddamn Little Mermaid in there. I jumped off a cliff. I was just like, I'm like, who am I? I was just living, not even second guessing anything. You know me, I'm like, usually I like to tiptoe in the water, feel it out. I'm not gonna lie, the cenotes water was cold as shit, but I was like, it's a once in a lifetime. Maybe that's dramatic, but it was a special moment. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet. We went in the caves. There was bats. There was little fish swimming around. I really was one with the water. You know me, you can't pull me out of the water if I'm really enjoying it, but only to a certain extent. Even in the ocean, everybody was laughing at me because I go right where I can just float and I can see everything, and then everybody's ways out, and I'm like, no, I'm good, I can see you guys. I was like, I'm chilling, I'm on flat surface, right under me is the sand, there's not some little fish swimming by me. So I love the water, and I was even so much adventurous on this trip that the wedding that we were at, everybody at the end of the night that was a part of the party and that was there, they wanted to go skinny dipping. It's Mexico, whatever happens, Mexico stays in Mexico. And I was like,
that's the motto there.
Yeah, I was like, that's the motto, we're making it, because I was like, it was dark, and that's when I know sharks come out even more to feed on people. So I was like, okay, I'm also not going in that far too.
Did you never watch the opening to Joel's?
That's why I was like, once again, everybody else go out far, and I'm gonna chill in the cut and just have my quality time, maybe with myself in the water. I'm good. I don't need to be around everybody. But
Paul's gonna take his bathing suit off, run to it, tip his toes, and then be like, okay.
That's pretty much what I did. Yeah. It was really warm though. That's what really was
amazing. Where's my bathing suit?
That's 100%.
Going all free and stuff. I'm running in.
Obviously, I put my underwear down. So I'm in the water, I'm getting naked. Everyone's getting naked. And I hear somebody refer to somebody. And I'm like, oh, I know this person. We follow each other on Instagram. And it's a mutual friend of a friend. So I'm like, oh, that's you. And here it's somebody else that's butt ass naked next to me. And I'm like, oh, hi. We're doing formal. Oh, so nice to meet you. And we're just completely in the nude. And I'm like, love it. I was like, you'll never forget me being butt ass naked with you, introducing myself, because we know each other. And now we're formally meeting naked.
But we have shy anxiety. Got it.
Yeah, it's weird how it taps in sometimes, right?
Did you pee in the ocean?
Maybe. Ew, people who piss in the pools, off with your head. Listen, there were some people that sat in the pool by the bar all goddamn day and didn't get out. They were blowing that pool up.
Oh, no, that's gross.
I couldn't even get in the pool water because I just knew that those people were pissing in it out. I just couldn't. I got in.
You ever watch Grown Ups where they pee in the pool and the whole pool turns blue? He's like,
yeah.
I'm not peeing. It's Shaq. He's like, I'm not peeing. And the whole thing turns this dark blue.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not getting in that water with these people who are like sitting there just propped up,
Right.
just pissing all day in there. No, thank you.
No, that's gross.
Well, so speaking of my undies, you said throwing them on the chair. Someone stole my underwear while we were skinny dipping. Somebody literally stole my underwear while we were skinny dipping. And I really thought for a second and was like, okay, did I just like misplace them? Maybe I was like free balling it and I didn't even realize that I did bring underwear. You know, we were drinking a little bit. They're my favorite Calvin Klein underwear. Okay. And I was like, I'll be damned if somebody takes these away from me because look how they're cut. They're cut in such a perfect like line. Like they're not totally hugging on you. They feel like they're just free. They feel good. I have multiple pairs in this color, like tons. These are my favorite. So you can imagine the heart.
Someone from Calvin Klein will pick up the podcast and they'll send you a bunch of free merch.
So you can imagine the heartache that I had when I came back to my room, searched through all my belongings, suitcases, everything, nowhere to be found. And I was just like, there's no, like, did I drop it on the way back? I don't think so.
Someone probably just picked them up.
So no. What I did is I tapped into that journalism degree and I went around to everybody at that goddamn wedding the next day who were by the pool.
You did not.
And I said, hey, by chance, I'm missing a pair of Calvin Klein underwear. These are the pair. I got them back.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, I was going around asking, did you see these blue, cute Calvin Klein briefs? And somebody said, oh my gosh, I think so-and-so picked it up. Oh my gosh, I think so-and-so might have had it. Oh, I think so-and-so. And I'm like, I need to find this person. So I go to find so-and-so and I talk to them and I say, hey, do you have my underwear? And she goes, oh my gosh, I picked it up by accident last night because I think your things were next to mine. So here are so I have your underwear.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
I was like, I'm not leaving this trip till I get them back. And Jordy's like, let them go. And I'm like, no, these are my favorite kind of underwear. I will not. I can't let it go. So I was like texting her. I got her number. I'm like, hey, can I get the underwear? Can I do this? Like we were trying to coordinate. And I'm like, she's holding my underwear.
He's thinking like, wow, this guy is obsessed with his underwear.
He's got one pair of drawers this whole trip.
I know.
And
oh my gosh.
I know. I was looking broke as hell. I'm like, I need these underwear back, but I love them. So we're trying to coordinate. I'm like, she's holding my underwear ransom and I need to get it before she leaves or I'm not getting these back.
God.
So I run into her and I'm like, hey, and she goes, oh, I got them right here. Pulls them out of her purse at the dinner at the restaurant that we're at and gives them to me.
She's probably like, I'm just going to carry him around because this kid's going to find me.
So you know what I
He
did?
is letting up. He is not letting up. I'm just going to carry him around with me till I find him or he finds me.
I will never let go of something that I want. I will get it. Yes. So that was my underwear debacle. But other than that, Mexico was amazing. So other than me getting some color, I'm glad to see you smiling and laughing. I know you just overcame such a traumatic experience of getting something shoved up your ass and not in a good way. So is that too vulgar?
Yes. Let's redo that.
I think it's kind of funny. You don't want to keep that in there?
No.
Why?
We got to keep it classy.
We're talking about shit this episode, girl. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Big Blue.
Oh, stop. It was a tube with a camera.
I don't know if you want to see what's inside of there.
They give you pictures afterwards too. I know what it looks like inside.
Should we showcase that to the audience and the listeners?
Yeah. But they do give you pictures of what like your insides and intestines look like.
How was it looking?
Looked okay.
Okay. What would you rate it? What would you rate your insides from a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, it's pretty kind of amazing when you see the pictures because it's like, oh my God, that's what my intestines look like. That's what my colon looks like.
Do I answer the question?
What? How would I rate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 10.
Period. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did great with the prep. You get a good prep, you get a good colonoscopy.
Now you know what it feels like to be a gay man, to get prepared before a big night out, get taken to Pound Town. You got to really drink in liquids, water.
You do feel very refreshed afterwards. You know, I mean, after everything's said and done, not during or immediately after, but you do feel like, oh, I like totally cleaned all of that out.
That's why it's so shiny, squeaky, beautiful, clean, and you rate it at a 10. Well, speaking of butts and things and coming out and going in and whatever the hell we're talking about out on this episode. We have on today Dr. Jill Grimes, who I love her social media platform. She's a physician. She has so many great gems on her social media in terms of like things about alcohol and things about gastrointestinal issues and things that just really, I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about, which is why I love what she's doing. And one personal favorite of why she's coming on today's episode is to talk about toilet anxiety, because you know me better than anybody. A bathroom door is my best friend.
People, hate going to the bathroom outside of their home. Maybe some people hate going in their home too, if you live with one bathroom and 10 people.
Oh, God, no. I mean, we grew up with 4 people in one bathroom, and that was bad enough.
Yeah.
We had to fight to get in that bathroom.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be standard practice and protocol to when you build homes, you need at least 1.5. I'm sorry. Like I can accept maybe 1 shower. You need 1.5 because you should have one personal one. And then if you have guests over, you should send them on their merry little way and let them use that, blow that up, make it whatever they want to have at it.
I agree.
And then once the guests leave, you and your significant other, your roommate, whatever, one claims that one when the other one's in that one, like private spaces. There's just something so intimate about bathrooms. I'm suffering from pee shyness. Is that? And I really despise going pee next to people standing. Like, it just feels weird. There's like, sometimes there's not even like the little borders in it. And I'm just like, I don't want to be elbow to elbow with a stranger peeing. Like, to me, that is not the vibe that I want. Like, to me, it's like a moment where I maybe can like reflect, and maybe you're just like in your head and you just want to like, it's a nice little breath. I'm like, you can't do that next to people. You're going to look like a weirdo taking deep breaths, standing next to someone.
Well, it's funny because when I just was with all my girlfriends and we were at a wedding and we all went to the bathroom together, as women do, we were all in there and there was no one in there. We each took a stall and I was like, oh, I feel awkward, like peeing, and I can hear them and they can hear me. So I literally was the one who flushed the toilet. I was like, no one else is like feeling, and I'm like in my head thinking, is no one else feeling weird that we're all, because we're all, chit-chatting still while we're in the stall and everything, but I'm like, is no one feeling weird? We're talking, peeing, and we can all hear each other doing all the above.
Yeah,
so I was like, ching.
Feels like it crosses a boundary, and
Right?
certain people just don't care. Me, I am not that person. I don't think I ever will be.
Yeah, I guess maybe P and I am a little like that too.
See, look, we learn something new every day. Well, that's why I'm happy to have Dr. Grimes on, because she's going to validate me. I'm going to feel like I've finally been seen with this. And
or heard.
Never heard this issue. But I'm excited to hear.
That was good. See, I just got a text from Cologuard.
What's that?
Cologuard is where you send your poop in the mail. But I literally just got a text from Cologuard. Still have your collection kit in your bathroom.
Oh my God.
Day to day, you collect your sample.
What is happening today with like the universe listening to everything?
Right? That's kind of weird, but that's literally what it says.
Well, all right. Now, on that note, let's get Dr. Grimes in here.
We really have to.
I'm so excited to have our guest on today. And I really mean that when I say that. And my mom can attest to that, because I've been very much looking forward to chatting with her. She's a physician, nationally recognized medical media expert, award-winning author. I like to believe TikTok sensation, because I love all of her content so much. And if you don't know it, you need to get into it. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Jill Grimes.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. You look like Cody Rigsby. I can't get it out of my head.
Oh my God, that's so funny, Paul.
That's my best friend's mom literally always said that about me. She's like, you look like him. And I'm like, do I? But I thank you. I take it as a compliment. I appreciate it.
That is a compliment. Are you kidding? Every man and woman is in love with him.
Very true. He's on Barb's Peloton at her house in New Jersey. So
I know.
Yes.
Not every day people are excited to talking about going to the bathroom, but here we are. So.
It happens.
Every day, every person.
Multiple times a day.
So I said, if anyone isn't familiar with your work, Dr. Grimes, they truly are missing out, in my opinion. But you have so many gems like across your social media platform. I know you're, specifically targeting like college students and their parents. Some of my personal favorites are like, how to stop like alcohol spins. I wish I honestly knew that a long time ago because I probably would have had better college experiences. But
Yes.
my personal favorite and today's topic is toilet anxiety. I love that you talk about this because I have felt this my whole life and I finally feel seen by somebody like you. For people listening, could you please explain what toilet anxiety is and is it a real thing?
Okay, it is 100% a real thing. And it is estimated that about a third of the population has a fear or anxiety or uneasiness with pooping in public restrooms. And peeing is much less so, but it's about between 5 and 10% of people will respond to that on surveys. But the pooping is a much bigger deal.
I'm like, I know so many people have to feel this way, and that you back me up with statistics. It's like, I don't know how many people are outwardly like claiming that, but I'm like, I'll take that.
Listen, it is really common. And I'll tell you, it's, I'm laughing about it, but the truth is, especially, I mean, again, I am focused on college health, but I'm a family physician, so all ages, all genders. But basically, college is the first time for most young people when they are not living at home. And so they might have gone to summer camp, they might have spent the night with friends or whatever, but it's very different when you are living somewhere else for the first time, whether it's college or an apartment or whatever. But in college, you're forced into situations where you are sharing a bathroom, whether it's even just with one other person, your roommate, or 3 suite mates, or you are running down the hall after your class and you're trying to find a private bathroom. But it's a real problem. And what happens is people just won't poop. So it is a real problem and we really do need to talk about it.
I personally feel both ways with this. So my little background story, I get pee shy so badly. Like to me, this is how I process this. So bear with me.
Right.
I view the bathroom as a very like sacred place. Like I like to shut the door. I don't want
you're a bathroom luxuriator.
Yes.
Okay. It's a throne. Got it.
Yeah, it's like my own, it's like the only time that I feel like no one can bother you. They can't get to you. That door is there and when someone's in a bathroom, back up, So I always have trouble when I go to like public places, especially as a oh my gosh, I find it to be the most intrusive thing. And there's even times where like at the gay bars they have like the troughs.
Yes.
And I'm like, we're just like all free, just it's going. And I'm like, I can't, like I literally will wait in line to go to that one bathroom to shut the door to go pee because I'm just like, I just like to like I'm just in here by myself and it feels like a relief. Is that a normal thing? Like, is that weird or is that like a normal thing?
No. And honestly, and that's why I think anyway, that is why the peeing anxiety is much more common in males than females.
Really?
So, because I mean, females have stalls.
Yeah.
It is so rare in a female gendered bathroom that there isn't a door. And let me just give a shout out to Buc-ee's. Do you know what Buc-ee's is in Texas? And
Florida? Yeah.
For those who don't know, it is a bathroom and gas station chain, but it's not really a bathroom, but they advertise their bathrooms on billboards because literally they have the most amazing bathrooms because one, every single one has a door and walls that are ceiling to floor.
Yes,
it is completely private and they play loud music in there.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why every public restroom doesn't play loud music. It would speed things up so much if they
100%.
would, because a lot of this is about noise, but we'll get to that.
Wow, that I never heard of that.
I'm with you on that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love a gender neutral bathroom, if I'm being honest, because I love we went to Christmas last year. My boyfriend's family is from Vegas. So, we go to dinners at like the casinos and stuff. Yeah. There's a new casino that was just built and it was a male gendered bathroom. Mm-hmm. And the stall was to the ceiling and down to the floor.
All marble.
And it was a personal door. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like everything I could ever ask for in a bathroom.
It truly is. I mean, I only think maybe we need to add a timer to it because people will stay in there too long. But yeah, so much of the fear for particularly pooping is the sound. And so masking that sound, whether it's externally, I mean, for our listeners, if you are ever in a public restroom and you're kind of standing there waiting a bit, wash your hands and hit that dryer button, make noise, talk to the other person in line, make noise, be that kind person who gives background noise, because it's, again, that most people, they worry. What do you think people worry about? What's the fear?
The smell.
No, I think it's the noise. I don't want to hear anything drop and clang in.
Oh, I would think it's me. It's always the smell.
Right. So women, I don't know if men do this, but women, when they're coming out of a public restroom, if there's any odor in there, 9 times out of 10 to the complete stranger who's coming in, they're like, sorry, it's like that when I got in there, You're never going to see this person again. Doesn't matter if the gas came out of your bottom or the person before. Really, it doesn't. But so I think it's very interesting what concerns people. Sound is another big thing, and one thing you can do about sound is to literally put just like kind of a little strip of toilet paper. You can put it on top of the water, and then when you poop on top of it, there's less splashing noise.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I said that's why Barb has always carried around poopery with her wherever she goes.
I was just going to say, I always have that because I am the opposite of there's times that I have to go. And it's an immediate kind of situation.
Yes.
With my stomach. So I have irritable bowel, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter. I'm going into a McDonald's, a Dunkin', wherever. I got to go.
Yep. Especially if you've had your gallbladder out.
Yes, I did.
That'll do it.
I was thinking as you were saying this, on my vacation, I had a dilemma. I was in Mexico and I was with my boyfriend and my best friend, and we were going this day to go to like the ruins, like the Mayan ruins. And I very desperately had to use a bathroom. And I tried to bow out gracefully from the group. And I, did my searching around this little shopping center, and those bathrooms were crazy. Toilet seats were cracked open. It was dirty. I was like, I can't. And now I have to go walk through the Mayans with my gut. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so bloated right now. And I'm going to be walking miles.
Right.
So I was like, okay, start going into panic mode, and I'm starting to like assess. I try to sneak away from the group, and I just have to go pee really quick. Let me go find the bathroom, and I leave them behind. I cannot go to the restroom because in this restroom, it's high stall. So you see like feet. I hear somebody not too far from me. People are coming in. I'm like, oh my God, if my boyfriend and my friend come in, they're going to hear this happening. They're going to know it's me. So I'm like, I'm Dr. Grimes. I'm literally like profusely sweating in a stall in Mexico because I'm like, I don't know what to do. My boyfriend's calling me like, what are you doing? I thought you were peeing. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I ended up just getting out of the bathroom. Yeah, get out of the bathroom. I'm like, all right, abort mission. So I leave. Then we start walking. I'm sweating. My stomach is just, I'm going through it right now. We go up to this one bathroom and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is somebody looking out for me from above. It's a private restroom out here. Guess what? They're just getting built, so they're locked and they're not open to the public.
Oh, that is the worst.
Oh my gosh. I really thought this was like the silver lining. We go to the next stop, same thing. Beautiful bathrooms locked because they're getting built. So I'm like, okay, I need to find a bathroom like now. So we get to the beach. We have to use, there's like a hotel lobby restaurant, and they're like, you just have to buy. I'm like, I buy whatever you want. I use it restroom. I don't care. So I go in there, 2 really tiny stalls back to back. And there's a woman in there cleaning, the one next to me. And I'm like, girl, I need you to get out of here. Like, but I was just like, oh, she's like, oh, this one's, and I'm like, oh, but like, are you going to be in here? And she's like, yeah, I'm cleaning this. And I was like, oh my God, I literally thought I was going to break down and like tears because I'm like, I just need to go to the bathroom. This is like the 4th bathroom I ran into where the universe is not letting me have this. So that was not the ideal situation. So it was a rough day. I'll leave it at that.
That is a rough day. Oh, that is so painful. There's nothing worse too than when your brain has told your body, we're here, you're gonna be able to go, and then it's locked. I would seriously consider doing a session or 2 of cognitive behavioral therapy I think the degree that you're suffering from this, could really be helped.
I mean, I have anxiety, but now we're adding like toilet in front of it. So it's like a whole different ball game, you know?
Yeah. And this is fixable. It's common, and truly working through a lot of this stuff about the distortion, what your brain is telling you is reality, but they're really distortions of reality. And I really think that you can work through a lot of this. Will it make you love going to the restroom in public? No, it will not.
You could be like me, and just when you got to go, you just pull over and go to any fast food place. Or
we were cross-country skiing. My family, probably shouldn't share this. I don't get a lot of notice from my gut, but cross-country skiing, I'm like, I got to go now.
Yeah.
Zip through the forest, get at least 3 trees back. We're in a ski outfit. This is not simple.
No, that does not sound simple.
Okay, well, that takes the cake on now I'm like, okay, you're wearing the crown on who had the worst bathroom experience.
At least I had the open forest, but there was no toilet paper, which is,
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Snow, which was cold. So first of all, let's recognize some of the thought distortion that's going on. So when you're thinking that other people are all focused on you, you're practicing in cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a great way to deal with this anxiety, by the way. But like one of the things they would talk about is these thought distortions. So you're doing mind reading. You're assuming what the person waiting in line is thinking. And the reality is people are really self-absorbed. Rarely are they thinking about somebody else, right? And you're catastrophizing. What's the worst thing that could happen? You would just be so embarrassed, I guess, is the worst thing, right? Or what do you feel is the worst thing that would happen if you pooped and made terrible noises while you were pooping and you recognize the person when you came out?
I personally would be like, they're going to wait for me and they're going to be like, yo, that's the kid. Like, and kind of, it's like, it makes me think back to like school thinking like they're going to make fun
talk about me. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this. Barb, you're going to go first. In using public restrooms, do you remember, does any one thing stand out where you literally remember talking about it to other people and long-term thinking about somebody's noise?
No.
Or even smell? I mean, you might have walked out and been like, oh God, don't go in there. It's not worth it.
Right.
Especially if it's a porta potty. Ew.
The worst.
And what about you?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there was just a recent time where I just was at the airport last week and somebody was like literally like grunting. That kind of like made me be like, but like I didn't know the person's face. I didn't know what they looked like, but I just was like, damn, this person's really struggling in there and they're letting everybody know in the bathroom they're going through it. So
my point is, part of recognizing these distortions is to be able to think what is reality. Has it ever bothered you about somebody else? Did you ever hold it against anybody? And so when you start putting that reality check on your life experience with what your fear is, that can be helpful.
That's true. Yeah.
What would be a good tip for like peeing? Like, sometimes where I get caught up, like it's like, okay, I know I have to go, but I feel like it's just everyone's so close to me and it's like feels like an invasion of privacy a little bit. Like, is there a way to like disconnect?
Yes. So 2 tips. One is just, everyone's going to roll their eyes at this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Deep breathing, slow, deep breathing exercises, because when you start going into panic mode, you're not going to pee. Right. And so the way to stop your body's fight or flight response is to do slow, deep breaths. Literally do box breathing, breathe, out for 4, hold for 4, in for 4, hold for 4, like that. And when you're thinking of that, you slow your breathing down and it will slow your heart rate down, which will then tell your brain that that you're calm, even when you're not. So that's one. The other is actually now in this day of so many people wearing their AirPods everywhere. But especially if you have noise canceling headphones of any sort, if you can't hear other people, like purposely play music or listen to a podcast or, do whatever to where you'll be listening to that is a really great distraction. It's just shifting your focus outside of you, and that can help as well.
To all of our listeners, listen to Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast episode with Dr. Grimes next time.
Most definitely. Mark that, save it, bookmark it.
Bookmark that.
We'll be with you. And please wash your hands afterwards. So.
That's a whole nother thing. I judge people so heavily on that. Oh my gosh, that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious. This is a funny story that I actually have, and I want your hot take on it. But my boyfriend and I, we do not acknowledge going to the restroom like that in front of each other. If we're in a hotel, and you know how sometimes the hotels like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, where it's like the sliding door and it's not fully closed and it's like the shower and the bathroom are connected.
That's what the lobby bathroom is for.
Yeah. Listen, I've done that before. So I'm like, that's not far-fetched. I've done that before. But there are times where I literally will like send him out of the room.
I was just going to say, he literally makes them even leave like his own apartment to be like, I need.
So you might
it's the noise, because I'm like, oh, like I'll keep the TV on and I'll like want it like loud, and he'll be like, oh, and I'm like, no, like keep watching, I'm good, I'll catch up.
Right. Or you're finishing up breakfast down in the hotel lobby and you're like, you stay here, finish your coffee. I'm gonna zip on up. Just, give me a minute to brush my teeth. Yeah. And that's fine. It's not unusual to do that. That's very common. I really wasn't joking about the bathroom lobbies. That's true of, hotels and everything else. A lot of people just, even if they don't really want to go in a public bathroom, they really don't want to go in front of, especially if it's someone new that they're dating. I've been married for 25 years and, we are not that couple. Many couples are the door open, still talking to each other. One's brushing their teeth and the other one's that is not me.
No.
I just appreciate a closed door.
I'm totally like you, Dr. Grimes. I'm like, I am not the type of person in a relationship. To me, like when I know couples where they're literally sitting on the toilet, that just feels so like you're intimate with that person. And I just feel like that kind of, maybe this sounds bad.
Destroys the magic.
It does kind of, right? Like it does. I feel like the key to a happy relationship is 2 bathrooms. I'm being honest.
I have said that. I'm always like, why do master bedrooms have 1 bath? There really should be 2 toilets.
Yes.
There's 2 sinks. We don't have to share sinks.
True. Why do you think it's such a psychological kind of thought process with all of that?
It's definitely, you're very much a product of the home you grew up in. And sometimes it's that exact same, and other times, like especially really big families that were a lot of times I hear people say they just felt like they never had any privacy, they didn't have their own bedroom, whatever. They go the opposite way and they want total privacy when they have control over it.
That's me, because I literally I know this isn't necessarily like toilet, this is more restroom anxiety. I'm a very like diligent, I do my nighttime skincare routine, I'm flossing, I'm mouthwashing. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm like, we got to hold on to it. I'm 32. I'm like, you got to preserve it now, or it, that's what they say.
It's an old ripe age of 32.
I know.
But like, I'm so diligent about it. My boyfriend comes in, starts brushing his teeth behind me as I'm doing my thing. And it makes my skin crawl. I love him so much. And I'm so honest with him. And I've told him so many times, I said, please respect my boundaries, that I love you, but I do not want you breathing down my neck when I'm right at the sink and you're doing that. Like, I just do not like it. But to your point, I grew up with 3 people, and including myself, 4, in a 1 bathroom household growing up.
Yeah.
You had to fight to get in there sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't play when
why you enjoy that.
I do. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
It was your own private room for that 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's the rare person, and I'm guilty of this, but it is the rare person that doesn't look at their phone while they're in the bathroom. And we have that whole phone addiction. And so, you get in there and you got to check things, especially if you're at dinner with other people. And like, there's so many different things that are playing into it now, but none of this is good for your gut. And I don't want to finish this episode without talking a little bit about constipation in general.
That was going to be my question of, can you talk about the unhealthy effects?
Yes.
To go. Yeah.
Right. So obviously, if you're avoiding using public restrooms, shared restroom space to poop in particular, you can end up with constipation. And so to fix constipation outside of the toilet anxiety, you have to have water, you have to have fiber, and you have to have movement, meaning physical movement. So you have to be aerobic, walk, run, more about like physically moving. So whatever form of aerobic exercise works for you. But you have to have all three components. And a lot of people will focus only on one or two of those. So they'll, and maybe they'll take a fiber supplement. The other thing is that this is a lifelong thing for me as a family physician. I never recommend a pill or a supplement when you can get it from fruits and vegetables and a protein source. I think we rely as a society way too much on, the quick fix. So we want to shoot for 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. I think it's actually really helpful to, unless you have issues with eating disorder, in which case this would not be a healthy thing for you. But I think it's in general helpful for people to do a food diary. Nowadays, there's so many apps that, accurately will, you just program in everything that you eat all day long, and then it spits out a thing and, tells you that, oh, you've had this much fiber or whatever you need to have. But I think it's helpful to really look at that, because it's really easy to not get enough fiber from your diet. And supplements are not bad, but it is so much better if you're at least getting most of your fiber needs from basically fruits and vegetables and nuts and beans. And there's other things, and you can't go from 0 to 100, in 1 or 2 days, because you're going to get really, really gassy. And then that's going to be uncomfortable by itself. So you want to make sure you're getting plenty of fiber. People, insoluble versus soluble fiber. Honestly, don't stress about it. Just increase your fruits and vegetables. Take a fiber supplement if you need that as well. The Metamucils of the world, Citrasil is really the one I recommend a little bit more, but it's an individual thing. And do not be relying on things like Miralax, which is a laxative. It's one thing I really don't think, I don't love that that's over the counter, because I think it gets overused. But you want to make sure that, again, you're plenty hydrated. How hydrated do you need to be? Drink enough water until you need to pee every few hours. Then you're fully hydrated. And water is the best thing to drink. Caffeine is a gut stimulant, but it also dehydrates you. So you got to kind of balance that. But those are the things to focus on first.
What is the normal bowel movements in a week?
What is normal is anywhere from 1 a week to 3 a day-ish. 3 to 5 a day even. It's what was normal for you. In general, the average would be once a day, but not everybody does. And then a lot of people also poop multiple times a day. The bigger concern is this a change for you?
Yeah.
The key I really do want all of the listeners to hear, though, is that this, everybody poops. Remember that book from childhood, Everybody Poops? Everybody does poop. Everybody pees. We make noise. It is not a quiet process. It just isn't. I mean, some people can be stealth peers and poopers, but even the stealthest ones, especially with poop, air is coming out. It makes noise. It's kind of funny. I mean, whoopee cushions and all. So try and think about that, and really think about what has ever stuck in your mind from somebody else. Because I would bet that you don't think badly of anyone you've ever heard poop. That being said, you don't have to share bathroom time with your significant other if it makes you uncomfortable. That is a very reasonable boundary to ask for, in my opinion.
Thank you, Dr. Brown, once again, making me feel seen. I said, if anything, I know what the three of us need to go in some business model, some nightclub bathroom where it just timers on the doors, it's loud music. Yeah.
Yeah, I want this Buckeye place. Like
Buc-ee's. Look it up. Buc-ee's. There's Bucky.
Oh, Bucky.
It's a beaver. Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Grimes, thank you so much for coming on and chatting about this and normalizing restroom, preferences and anxieties and hesitations. I'm a huge fan of your work. I've said it and I'll say it again. I would love for people, to check out your, TikTok, social media accounts, website. You always have such good hidden gems in there. Could you let the people know where they can check you out at?
Certainly. So on TikTok, I'm tiktok.collegedoc. So the TikTok College Doc. And on Instagram, it's Jill Grimes MD. And my website is jillgrimesmd.com. Across social media, Jill Grimes MD.
And Dr. Grimes, I know you just have a new edition of one of your books. People need to check this out. Please let the people know where they can get it, and everybody can get a stocking stuffer this holiday season.
It does fit in a stocking. I took a picture last year. Thank you. So my book, this is my passion project, is the Ultimate College Student Health Handbook, your guide for everything from hangovers to homesickness. And yes, that's too long of a title, but that's what the publisher wanted because that's what people Google. Just remember hangovers to homesickness. And it literally, while it is for college students, certainly the advice extends far beyond college. And it's just a little bit of all the things.
I'm telling you, I don't know where you've been my whole life, but I'm happy we got connected now. So
Absolutely. Me too. Thanks so much. Truly, it was so much fun chatting with you both. And I love that it's a mother-son collaborative.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you for supporting and listening. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
All
Dr.
right.
Grimes.
All right. Take care. Thanks so much.
All right,
Bye.
see you. Bye.
She's so sweet.
Queen. I love me some Dr. Grimes.
I know.
I was like, we could have kept Kiki with
Smart,
her.
she's funny, pretty. Like she has it all going on.
Got it going on. 3 snaps for Dr. Grimes.
Personality. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad she came on. Told you I was really excited about this, and
I know you were. You were very excited.
I felt like I always get pee shy. Like I've said, like it just is like when people just pee next to people, especially like males, I would say, like where they're just like whipping it out and doing that. I'm like, that's great and all, but like I gotta be a little.
Have any thought to it? Yeah.
I just find I don't know. It just feels like something's releasing out of your body. It feels very like personal to me. Like if you're in the bathroom and you're like pushing out like blackheads, like you're not going to do that in a public restroom. I feel like it feels like it's a private thing. That's how I always viewed it. But well, I'm glad that we're one step closer to overcoming toilet anxiety.
Add that to your list to talk to your therapist about.
Yeah. Add it to the list. We got to work on
that. Cognitive therapy part.
I'm like, geez, just keep adding up all these things. I can't. I'm like, I can't. Well, thank you everybody for listening to another episode of Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed that conversation as much as we did.
We do. We hope you enjoyed it and laughed a little, learned a little. Yeah.
You know, we like to spice it up on Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom. We like deep things. We like funny things. We like to go across the spectrum. So thanks for tuning in every week and supporting. As always, please make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom. Make sure that you are subscribed on YouTube at Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom. If you're feeling adventurous and want to join in on the conversation, please email us at holdoncallingmymom@gmail.com. And if you haven't already, please share, like our podcast on Apple and Spotify, and just keep spreading the word. And maybe you know somebody else who is like me, is a little bougie bitch that likes to have a private restroom. And if they do, great. I hope they can feel seen just like I did.
Validated you. Everyone was just validated with their pooping habits.
No, it's not just that though. It's number 1 and number 2. They're both. Good. Well, Barb, on that note, I have to go pee. So.
All right. I'm hanging up now. Bye.
Call you later.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.